Hello everybody. Welcome back. I think we are ready to go. Okay, looks good. We are live. Yay. All right. Welcome back. Thank you very much for coming. We are going to work on part 5 of the TOEIC test today. All right, so it's a little bit different than what we have been doing so far. Oh, hello. Hello, welcome, welcome. Great. It's very nice to hear from everybody. Yesterday, I wasn't really sure who had joined us, so it's very good to see some familiar names in the comment section. Thank you for coming. All right. If you are just joining us, perhaps there's a couple of people who are joining us for the first time. If you want to leave a comment, please do so in the chat section on this side. And to do that, you will have to log into YouTube and leave us a comment in that way. I just got a question from Mr. Hideki about joining the class without a textbook. You can, absolutely, you can stick around and join the lesson. Unfortunately, I cannot show the questions that we are working on together. However, today will be, there will be quite a bit of discussion about grammar. So if you are interested in joining the discussion about some grammar, please stay. That would be great. Again, for those of you joining us, this is a bit of it's a trial session. So for those of you who don't have a textbook now, you definitely will have the option of getting the full benefit of the class very, very shortly, perhaps next week. So we're still figuring out which textbook to use and whatnot. So if you don't have the textbook, don't worry. But yes, the short answer is you can absolutely stay, but unfortunately I cannot show the questions that we're working on for today. But I will try to keep you updated in the comment section about what we're working on. Okay, I hope that helps. Thank you very much. Does everyone else have their textbook? Let me just show you one more time. Ta-da! All right, here's the book that we're working on. If you have it somewhere in the back of your shelf or in your room somewhere, you can go and grab it. You don't need the CD for today because part 5 of the TOEIC is just the reading section. For those of you who have done the TOEIC before, you probably know that already. Okay. All right, so let's get started, if that's okay with everybody. I'm going to try something a little bit different for today. For the listening passages, we went very, very quickly over the last couple of days, and it was a little bit overwhelming. So for today, I would really, really like to hear more from you, which I know it's a little bit difficult to leave some comments, and because of the time delay, it can take a little bit of time to interact. However, I would very, very much like to hear more from you about which questions you find difficult. That way we can spend the time a little bit more efficiently by talking more specifically about the questions that are difficult for you. Okay, so to do that, what I would like to do, if everybody could turn, if you have a textbook, please turn to page 48, which should be the first page of part 5. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Page 48, first page for part 5, the reading section. Okay, so if you've done the TOEIC before, or if you've been studying by yourself for a while now, you'll notice that part 5 is the fill in the blank section, or the incomplete sentences section. And you will also know that this section consists of 40 questions on the test. You will also know, but just as a reminder, the entire reading section, so the second half of the test, is actually only 75 minutes long. And part 5 consists of 40 questions, which arguably is the most kind of straightforward part of the reading section. The reading section gets harder later on in the test. Part 6 and part 7 are a little bit more complex. So keeping that in mind and just making sure that you have enough time for everything, we're going to try to do part 5 in 30 minutes. All right, so that's what you can try and keep in mind for today, is trying to get through this section as quickly as possible. All right, so that means about a question and a half per minute, approximately. That's a very, very rough estimate, but you should be doing more than one question per minute. If you're spending more than a minute on each question, you should try to pick up the pace. I know, easier said than done, but it's just something to keep in the back of your mind while you're working on the test. All right, that way you'll have enough time for part 6 and part 7. Okay, so keeping that in mind, what we're going to do, or what we're going to try to do using the chat section today, I would like to do 3 questions at a time. So 3 questions at a time. What you can do is, not yet, hang on. But what you can do, when I say go, you can go ahead and answer the first 3 questions. So for example, questions 101, 102, and 103. All right. When you have done that, you can post your responses in the chat section on this side, in the chat section. So for example, maybe I could start by typing something like this, 101 to 103, like so. And then as soon as you're done, you can work on those individually, find your answers, and then post them. So for example, these are just random letters, but for example, there we go. Those are my answers. All right, so 1, 2, and 3, for example. All right, so this way we can keep track of how quickly you're answering the questions. You can think of it as a little bit of a race. Try to be the first person to leave your answers in the chat section. All right, it's a little bit of a race. So keeping time in mind. And also that way I can see which questions are maybe the most difficult overall, and we can talk about them as we go. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Again, if you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section, and I will answer them as soon as I see them. Okay, great. So let's get started. All right, so whenever you're ready, go ahead, please answer 101, 102. Okay. Sorry to interrupt. So I'm also keeping track of the time. So that has been about 3 minutes. Very nice. That was perfect timing. Kana, nice job. Perfect timing, right at the 3-minute mark. All right, so that's been about 3 minutes. So if I don't hear anything from anyone in about 3 minutes, I will stop you, and then we can talk about the answers. All right, thank you very much, though, for your response. Okay. Anybody else want to add something to the chat? Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead. All right. Feel free to add your answers while I'm speaking. That's absolutely fine. Okay. So let's check. We've got one suggestion, which was A, D, and B. That is actually absolutely correct. Very nice. That's absolutely correct. So the answers are A, D, and B. All right. Very nice. A, C, B. So close. Very, very close. Okay. Anybody else? That's really close. While we're waiting, in case anybody else has the chance to add them, let's talk about 102 then. So why is it D and not C? All right, so let's have a look at the question, or the sentence. So businesses on Elroy Avenue, blank, early yesterday to allow work crews to repave the streets. The hint there, it's very close because C and D are both verbs, but the problem is the sentence said early yesterday, so we need the past tense rather than the continuing tense. If we use closing, it would be are closing, which would sound like a future plan. So it's a different time period, unfortunately. Yeah, it's tricky though because they are all verbs. All right, very nice though. Nice job. Great. Let's keep going. So please keep adding. I think this is working. Okay, very nice. All right, go ahead. So next 3 questions: 104, 105, and 106. Let me just type that up for you. 105 to 106. All right, next 3. Here we go. Go ahead. All right, 3 minutes. I'm timing you. Okay, I'm going to be a little bit stricter, and I'm going to cut you off a little bit early. That was about 2.5 minutes. All right, so let's have a look. Does anybody have the answers? Oh, there we go. Kana is first again. Wow, Kana is very fast today. Nice job. Thank you. DAA. Okay. Anybody else want to add to that? Any other suggestions? Any other ideas? Okay. That's, again, Excellent job, Hannah. You are absolutely correct. So it is D, 104, D, 105 is A, and 106 is also A. Very nice. Okay, good job. So again, dealing with a lot of grammar in that case. If anybody has any questions, just let me know. We can come back to it a little bit later. All right, nice work. Okay, moving on. Let's give the next three a try. So 107, 108, and 109. Here we go. Let's type that up for you. 107 to 109. You can also type them one at a time if you want, just so that I know that you are working on them. You can also leave your answers one at a time, like 107, B, 108, B, 109, B. That's okay too. All right? Anything is okay. Go ahead. Next three. Okay, gonna cut you off. Sorry. All right. Does anybody have the responses for the next three? 107, 108, 109. All right, let's have a look at 107. I'm still checking the chat, so you can leave me the answers even when I'm talking. All right, so 107. Let's have a look. Earlier today, IGY Corporation released something confirming its plans for expansion in South America. So when you see released something, that's a good indicator that we need a noun. All right, so we need a noun. So it cannot be B or D. That means B and D are out because those are verbs. So we're stuck with A or C. So what do you think? A or C? Yes, it's C. Very nice. Good job, Kana. Thank you so much. All right. Yes, the answer is C. It would be a statement confirming its plans for expansion. State wouldn't make sense because a state is actually a location. Statement is something like a document, for example. Okay. Nice job. 108. Let's have a look. 108 and 109. Okay, so 108 is actually, did anyone get something different for 108? 108 is actually D. All right, yes, the classic issue with the prepositions. Prepositions are really difficult, I know. All right, so it's actually on Tuesday. All right, let's look at the sentence. Please remember to obtain your new keys before the locks on the office doors are changed on Tuesday. All right, so on plus a day of the week go together in terms of prepositions. The other reason it can't be B is because last Tuesday makes it sound like it already happened. It happened in the past, which doesn't match with the statement, the doors are changed. Doors are changed. In this context, it sounds like future plans. We can still use that tense, are changed, even when you're making plans for the future. All right, that's a tricky one. Most importantly, though, you might want to review prepositions. Everybody in general. All right, prepositions come up a lot in part 5. All right, so try and keep those in mind. Nice job. Okay, moving on. 110, 110, 111, and 112. All right, go ahead. I should say 109 is B as well. That's fine. 109 is B, just. Awesome. Okay, go ahead. Okay, I'm gonna cut you off there. Nice work. Okay, let's talk about it. So 110. The board of directors at Revlin Computing meets once a month. So it's kind of interesting when you're reading it, it makes sense even without an extra word. So that should be an indication that it's either an adjective or an adverb, because we have the nouns, we have the verbs. It sounds like a complete sentence. So what's missing, or what they're asking for, is kind of an extra word. So an adjective or an adverb. So when we look at our options, that means that B and D are out, because those are verbs. We don't need any more verbs. So it's either A or C. It's actually C. Yes, very nice. It's C, because generally would be the adverb that describes meets in this case. All right, very nice. So 110, the answer is C. Nice job. Let's have a look. So 111 is also B. Very nice. 111 is B. Let's see, A for 112. Yes, very nice. So CBA for those three. All right. Let's just have a quick look. 111, qualifications, basic qualifications. That's the only noun in our options. A, B, C, or D. All the other ones are verbs, which wouldn't work in that case. Qualifications is our only noun, all right, which we need. And then 112, the construction on Highway 12 is expected to continue. It's another preposition. Oh no. Until next month. Very nice. So until is used to talk about a deadline. So something will happen until a certain point and then it will stop. All right. You might have been tempted, the people listening might have been tempted to choose D, but we actually don't use on to talk about time. You can sometimes use into, like into next month, which sounds very similar, but not on to. All right, so you can make a mental note of that. Nice job. Okay, good work so far. Let's keep going. I'm going to time you again. So 113, 114, and 115. Go ahead. Okay, let's stop there. Very nice. Okay, yes, I am keeping you well below the 3-minute mark at this point. So if it feels like it's going fast, I'm just trying to be strict, all right? Trying to help you get through them in 30 minutes. All right, so let's have a look. 114. Any ideas? Any comments? Be brave. Go for it. 114. Mr. Wu declined to something on rumors that he is planning to retire. So something that should have jumped out at you here is the word to. So he declined to do something. Kind of sounds like an infinitive verb. An infinitive verb. So if we look at A, B, C, or D, there's only one that is an infinitive, which would be C. All right. 114 is C. Very nice. Yeah. Oh, nice timing. Thank you. Good. 114 is C. Let's have a look. 115 is also C. Yes. Very nice. Very nice. So anyone who knows something network administrator. So again, that kind of sounds like a nice full phrase right there. A network administrator. But we're adding something. Something network administrator. So we probably need an adjective in that case. All right, so if we look at A, B, C, and D, they're all verbs except for C, which is an adjective, certified. Certified. So anyone who knows a certified network administrator should contact Wendy Liu in accounting. All right, good work. And 116? 116 is only applicants who meet all the requirements for the position will be to an interview with the hiring committee. This one's a tricky one because all of the options are verbs, which grammatically fit the situation. So we have to look in a little more detail at what that situation is. What are they talking about? They're talking about an interview, in which case we would use invited, actually. So it's actually A for 116. Sorry about that. A is 116. We wouldn't use judged. It's very, very tempting, but we wouldn't use judged in an interview setting. Judged would be for something more legal, actually. And in addition to that, we wouldn't use judged to an interview, because to sounds like you're going somewhere. So you can invite someone to an event. You can invite them to an interview, to a party, for example, to a meeting, but you can't actually judge with a direction. You can't judge to a place. So unfortunately, A is the only one that works. All right. Very nice work, though. Thank you for sharing. Okay, great. Moving on, let's try the next three. So 117, 118, and 119. All right, go ahead. Okay, let's pause there. Nice work. Okay, let's check. Let's check together. So 117 sentence is, the workers from Sanders Plumbing have earned a reputation for something and courteous service. All right, so a reputation. Just to clarify, in case you're uncertain, reputation just means a good image. So someone's image, for example, of a company or of a service. Reputation. There we go. Good image. So for example, when people talk about your company, they say, oh yeah, I've heard of that company. It's a very good company. So I trust that company. They have a good image. All right, so they've earned a reputation. All right, so let's have a look. Earned a reputation for... All right, it's actually D. The first answer is going to be D, unfortunately. Reliable and courteous service. This is definitely a tricky one, though, so don't feel bad. All of the options are adjectives. So grammatically, that's not very helpful. They're all adjectives. So how do we know which adjective do you choose? We need to choose an adjective that is of equal value as that which is already in the sentence. So we already have courteous as an adjective. So we actually need to choose another adjective which is giving the same kind of information, So for example, something like B, which is numerous. Numerous, we're talking about how much or how many services have they provided, which is different information than courteous, which is talking about the quality or what kind of service have they provided. They provided courteous service, so nice or something positive. So the closest match that we have there would be reliable, which is also a very positive quality type adjective. All right, that's a very tricky one because it's about half grammar, half style, and just the way that we tend to naturally speak. All right, so try to remember that in terms of adjectives going together. If they're listed together in a sentence, they're usually of the equal kind of adjective. So they're giving this similar kinds of information, either how much, how many, or what kind, for example. All right, so try to make them match as closely as possible. All right, nice work though. 118, let's have a look. Comparing. Yes, very nice. So 118 is also A. Sounds good. So in response to favorable customer feedback, Snowy Peak Travel has announced a 1-month something of its special Skyline tour offer. All right, so we have a 1 month. 1 month is an adjective phrase. We have 1 month. So that's an indication we need a noun. All right, so you should be scouting for a noun. The only noun in our choices, A, B, C, or D, is A, extension. So they announced a 1 month extension of its special Skyline tour. Alrighty. And 119 is also A. Nice work. 119 is A. So in that case, let's read it together. So a marketing consultant for the Trepin Group included incorrect data on the customer service report. All right. So again, it sounds like a full sentence. We don't have to add anything, which means it's probably an adverb or an adjective. In this case, it would be an adverb because you're describing included. All right. So they mistakenly included incorrect data. So incorrect is also kind of a hint that you need to look for something negative. Unfortunately, that doesn't really help in this case because they're all using the word mistake. So it's the grammar we need to pay attention to. We need an adverb. All right, nice job. Okay, we are halfway there. All right, so nice job so far. Thank you so much. Let's continue. All right, so 120, 121, 122. Go ahead, I will time you. Okay, I'm gonna cut you off there. Nice work. Hey, oh, nice timing. That was great. All right, let's have a look. So let's go together. So 120, guests are required to pay their telephone charges when they something at the hotel reception desk. At the hotel reception desk. All right, so again, grammatically, this one is tricky because they are all verbs, which is not very helpful. So we need to look in more detail at the situation. So we notice we're in a hotel. So yes, the answer is B. You check out of a hotel. In terms of the situation, none of the other options really make sense. All right, so that's more situational. All right, nice job though. Yeah, check out of a hotel. Let's have a look at 121. 121 is A. Very nice job. All right, so very quickly, Newman Shoe Company is moving from its present location, which is its current location in Hamburg, to a more modern facility in Rhinebeck. All right, so again, this is a tricky one because they're all dealing with adjectives. But again, from the situation, people tend to use that. We're moving from our current location, from the location we are in now to somewhere else. All right, so current and present can mean the same thing. All right, and 122, this is a tricky one. So let's have a look. Tim O'Donnell's years of experience and something make him an excellent choice for the position of marketing director. All right, the answer is actually A, unfortunately. Professionalism. Professionalism, which is actually a noun. All right, so it matches experience, which is a thing, it's a noun, and professionalism is actually another noun. So those two go together, joined by the conjunction and. All right. Unfortunately, it wouldn't be C because it's not a noun in that case. Professionally is actually an adverb. It would be used as an adverb in this case, which doesn't match the rest of the sentence. That's a really tricky one. Again, the grammar. All right. Nice job, though. Thank you very much. Okay, let's continue. 123, 124, 125. Let me check my time. All right, go ahead. Okay, I'm gonna cut you off there. Yeah, it feels kind of fast. And I think the questions are getting a little more difficult. All right, so let's have a look. 123, let's check. So any equipment that does not arrive in perfect may be returned to QMZ Electronics free of charge. Any ideas in the chat section? It's B. All right, so our answer here would be in perfect condition. Again, all of them are nouns, so grammatically we don't have very much help there. But in perfect condition just means in perfect shape without being damaged. All right, so none of the other ones in this context would make sense. All right, you cannot be in perfect problem, for example. In perfect condition means there isn't a problem, which is actually the phrase that we would use, in perfect condition. Okay, 124. Anybody? All right, 124. Let's have a look. Studies have shown that travelers benefit financially. Yeah, it is getting harder now, isn't it? For sure. All right, studies have shown that travelers benefit financially from being able to make their own flight and hotel reservations. Very nice. Good job. All right, so you can benefit from something. So from is used in a situation where you're getting something. So for example, oh, I got a present from my parents, for example. So you can get a benefit from being able to make their own flight and hotel reservations. So grammatically, from suits this situation. All right, so it'd be B. Nice job. And 125 is also C. Very nice, very nice. All right, so while the preliminary research is favorable, wow, preliminary research is favorable, it may take years for Boger Pharmaceuticals to develop evidence of the drug's effectiveness. So again, if you have a look around the blank, you have to develop evidence, which sounds like a nice complete grammatical phrase. So we probably need an adjective or an adverb. If we look at our options, they are all verbs except for C, which is an adjective. All right, so they need to develop conclusive evidence. Very nice. In that case, don't worry so much about the meaning, because again, they're using the same word, just different forms and different conjugations of the same word. So have a look at the grammar instead. All right, nice work. Let's keep going. We're racing against the time now, for real. All right, here we go. 126, 127, 128, go. Okay, I'm gonna cut you off there. All right, so let's have a look. 126. 126, the specialists at Grayson Office Interiors, something, cubicles and other workstations to suit the needs of almost any type of business. All right, so we're missing a verb in this sentence, and all of our options, A, B, C, and D, they're all verbs. So again, we have to look at the situation. The best one would be D, yeah, very nice. D, which is to design cubicles. So they create cubicles to suit the needs, to match the needs of almost any type of business. Very nice. So the answer is D. 127, let's have a look, is B. Very nice, very nice. So construction on a new wing at the Martinez Museum will resume as soon as additional funding has been arranged. So when you see as soon as something happens, that means we're dealing with a future plan. So something hasn't started yet, they're planning to do it in the future. So we should have a look for a future phrase, which is B. They will resume as soon as this has been arranged. All right, nice work. Okay, 128 is also C. Perfect. All right, C. Let's have a look. Drade Technologies has responded to our proposal. So again, it sounds like a nice phrase, so we can add an adverb in there. All right, so favorably, has responded favorably, describing responded. All right, nice job. All right, 129, 130, 131, go ahead. Go for it. Okay, great. Let's pause there. So, 129. Anybody? 121? Sorry, 129. I'm going backwards. 129. Let's have a look. So, Angus Weinholt's seminar, somebody's name, provides a something approach to starting a business. So, again, we need an adjective in there, which immediately takes out C. C doesn't work because that's a noun, variety. Unfortunately. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it can't be C because we already have an approach. So approach is already there for our noun. We can't really have a double noun in that case. Variety, approach. All right, variety is actually a noun. So the correct one would be D, which is a practical approach. A practical. So useful, for example, practical, useful approach to starting a business. All right, nice work. Let's try 130. 130 is D. Very nice, very nice. 130 is D, searchable. Okay, so the something something dining guide, an online directory of restaurants, is searchable by cuisine type. All right, so there's our necessary adjective in that case. It is searchable. You're describing that restaurant guide. It's the only adjective available, so it has to be D. Very nice. Okay, and 131 is A. Perfect. All right, so routine inspections are conducted at the Haldren Paper Factory to ensure that all equipment is functioning properly. All right, so all of them are adverbs, which makes it extra tricky, but properly is the only one that fits the situation. So they check the equipment to make sure that it is working correctly. And the synonym for correctly would be properly in that case. All right, nice work. Let's keep going. Let's do three more, all right? 132, 133, 134, and we'll check them together, and I will leave the rest to you, all right? Go ahead. 132, 133, 134. Go for it. Okay, I'm going to pause you there. All right, last ones. Let's check these ones together, and then you can finish the rest on your own. And we can talk about them tomorrow. Again, if you finish the rest of them, you can bring me any questions that you have for tomorrow's session, and we can check them together at the beginning. Okay, let's talk about 132. Here we go. Okay, so any suggestions, any ideas? 132 is B. This is a tricky one. We haven't seen a question like this yet, all right? So what should impress passengers most is the comfort of the upholstered seating at Liverpool Regional Airport. All right, so if you see a question like this, look for the is in the sentence. Blank should impress passengers most is. What comes after it should be the response to a WH question. So is the comfort. The comfort is a noun. So that would be in response to a WH question like what. So for example, if we switched it around, if I asked what impresses passengers the most, what impresses passengers the most, you could respond by saying what impresses passengers the most is the comfort of the upholstered seating. All right, so we're taking that WH question and flipping it around. So the answer is B for 132. All right, 133. Very nice. The answer is D. Yeah, nice job. This is a tricky one. So Akira Nakayama had to delay the filming. All right, so we know that because they said when his equipment did not arrive on schedule. So you're basically telling a story of something that happened already. So when his equipment did not arrive, he had to delay the filming. All right, and the very last one for today, 134, is actually C. Yes, nice job. It is C. Very nice. So in the event that you return after the rental counter closes for the evening, place your vehicle's keys in the right to return slot. So in the event that is just a very, very fancy phrase for if. So it's a conditional statement. All right, so if you replace it, if you return after this happens, you should do this. All right, so in the event that has the same meaning as if. All right, so that means the answer is C in that case. All right, nice work today. Great. We got off to a bit of a slow start at the beginning, so I apologize for not finishing for today. But everyone was giving very nice responses. Thank you so much for that. Thanks for keeping up with me. I will leave the last 6 questions for you to do on your own. So 135 to 140. And if there's any issues that you want to take up, we can start tomorrow by answering those questions. All right, and then tomorrow we will move on to part 6. All right, more reading for tomorrow. All right, thank you so much. Very nice job today. I think everybody's brain is smoking with grammar. Okay, have a very nice evening. I hope to see you back again tomorrow. Thank you very much for coming. There we go. All right, have a great evening, everybody. I will see you next time. Bye for now. Thank you, thank you.